It's the next day after your little training session. You're going about your business, but you know that you could be summoned at most any time. Yasha, you have plans today.
Mm.
Do you wish to act on them?
Yes.
Alright then. You make your way over to the 11th Division barracks. Um, as you turn out of your own division's grounds, you hear someone running behind you, and as you do you turn to look and see, or do you just keep walking?
First, I'll try to detect what type of presence.
It's just a Shinigami. They just seem to be.
Yeah, but like what? How much pressure?
Oh, not much. They just seem to be about the level of the average unseated officer, sort of messenger, maybe.
He probably has kind of see if they start catching up or not.
As you keep walking, you keep walking, then.
Yes, but see if they try to catch up and if they
Yeah.
might slow down a bit.
As you keep walking, you hear them turn into your division grounds, but that's it.
Alright.
So you make your way up to 11th then. As you're doing this, everyone else here receives a message. It was your captain, if they're present, or your lieutenant if they're not, will give you a message which was given to them by a messenger from the second, which had to be passed through the captain's lieutenants. There's some weird security systems going on, something that Mayuri designed. You'll open these letters that you received. It says that all of you need to gather at the northern gate as soon as you're able to. You've probably got those of you closer probably have a bit of time to finish up what you're doing, but those of you further away may need to get a move on. So how does everyone react to this message?
Nosumi would sort of just nod to herself and really just start going there immediately.
Okay. And Shigure and Seijo?
We finish whatever I'm baking and then leave.
All right. Are you trying to bake a standard loaf, or are you trying to experiment?
Probably just been experimenting.
Okay. Roll me a d12.
Okay.
You don't seem to be making much progress. You think that if you want to try and find a way to make these different types of bread, you'll probably need to either go to the world of the living and do some research there, or ask someone who might have the information already, such as the 12 or Kisuke. But there's no time for that now. You just keep it away in the back of your mind for the moment. Alright, so you're finished baking, and Shigure?
Probably take a. It was a northern gate, right?
Northern Gate, yes.
He'd probably then kind of head over towards this direction
Mm-hmm.
to see if he can find anyone around the fort which can maybe sneak him some medical supplies just in case.
Okay.
And then after that, he would head towards the northern gate, but taking a slight detour towards the towards the eighth to see if they have also mobilized or not.
Okay. Roll me a d12 again. For medical supply obtaining.
No one around so this early.
I'm more thinking of who's around. How bad do I want this to go? Okay, it's going really badly. You spy the flutter of a captain's howdy.
He'll immediately turn around in a 180 degree and take to his next objective.
Alright, you go back the other way into the...
But with a slight skip in his step.
Okay, you get back up here then. It seems as fairly normal out there at the moment. However, you do sense Stella making her way through the buildings towards the Northern Gate as well. So even if the 8th as a whole hasn't mobilized, it seems these are sort of private orders, and they've at least sent someone competent.
He'd kind of head after that then.
Alright. The 3 of you all meet up on the path to the Northern Gate. And Stella sort of sees you all approaching, sort of... Ah, I figured that it'd be you. Where's Yasha?
Nozomi just shrugs.
I suppose you better wait for him, but if he can't be found, then we need to proceed without him. It's something a bit urgent, I think, but I wasn't given too many details. Right on cue, she says this. The captain that was training you yesterday, Soifona II, steps out from seemingly nowhere. Sort of. Well, I'm glad most of you are here. She has a look around, just to make sure there's nobody listening in. And I wouldn't normally send people such as yourself, most of you, out on a mission like this. This is a job for seated officers, if not lieutenants. But given your familiarity with our newfound foes, it seemed like the right choice. There have been reports in the northern Rukong district of more attacks on Shinigami, and their swords are missing. If she sort of considers it for a moment. This is first and foremost diplomatic mission. If our Shinigami hunter is indeed up there, then try and reason with them first. I normally wouldn't advocate for this, but times have changed. She seems a little frustrated at that, but you know, Shigure knows where she's coming from. If you can find some way to stop them from hunting us, then by all means go ahead. Otherwise, well, we'll send another team out in a couple of hours, so don't worry about that.
Always try and tempt him with bread. If that doesn't work, maybe they're better off dead.
She resists the urge to roll her eyes and sort of, yes, well, if it doesn't work, don't push it. Better not antagonize them.
Pardon, but have our scouts from Bacamundo returned with any from their negotiations?
Not yet. The only message we received back is that is that they're all still in Las Noches. So, waiting for our contact scouts to come back and report to them, I suppose.
I see.
Right, well, if Yasuhide isn't going to show up, then you might as well get out of here. Faster you get there, the better this might be. She sort of dismisses you with a wave of her hand. Shimpos off. Stella sort of takes one last look down the main path leading to the north gate, and seeing that it's mostly empty, with no Yasuhide in sight, sort of sighs and starts heading out the gate. Let's see. She pulls out a piece of paper that you didn't see Soifan giving her, but she didn't have it before, and she reads over some what appears to be detailed instructions of the location and whatnot. Should be half a day's travel at our pace. Wouldn't be too bad. We should get back before nightfall. Come on. She sets a pace that Sojo is just about able to keep up with, but it remains steady. Do you have anything you wish to discuss as you travel?
Seijo's probably just thinking to himself.
Okay. You get the sense that your sword is also thinking for itself as well.
Remind me exactly now again. How long has Stella been in the Gote?
You saw her around. I don't remember if I've actually written this. Probably. She was probably unseated during the Winter War.
Okay, but she was alive and in service during that.
Yes, she was, so she would know of those
Okay.
events.
Shiguro would probably try and, without kind of raising worry or suspicion from the others, kind of hint at his suspicions that these new threats seems to be at least around the level of the allies from the Winter War.
She nods her head grimly. That's what I'm afraid of. I think
And
that...
he will probably also kind of hint at the kind of almost bestial instincts that kind of kicked in. It reminds him a lot about how people would describe a certain a certain individual who was kind of the first Arankar found.
She sort of chuckles, but there's no humor in it. I hope you're wrong, but don't take it personally. The only reason I'm coming along, as far as I can tell, is because it didn't trust the three of you to stay alive without me. Since I was there when we went east, and given who we found and who we're looking for here, it seems the right thing to do, but I'm not sure if I can handle it. But Soifan did say they were sending another team out, so shouldn't be too bad.
Yes. Worst case scenario, we'll just have to try and stall.
Yeah, but might not be possible to do that. We haven't even seen anything they can do yet. So she sort of shakes her head. Ugh, no use worrying about it. Come on. You continue onwards. Meanwhile, back in Serete. Yasha, none the wiser as to your summons, you arrive in the 11th Division. It looks exactly as you left it, in ruins.
Fair.
As you make your way up the path, the door is pulled open, and an unseated officer is thrown or kicked out, you're not quite sure, landing just in front of you. And you hear a shout from inside, sort of, "Come back when you've trained." How do you react to this?
He'll kind of just give a kind of sigh of disappointment, but with a sigh of nostalgia.
Do you acknowledge the person on the ground, or do you just walk past them?
Just probably try to see if it's someone he recognizes.
It wouldn't be. They seem to be. Your typical 11th Division thinks they're stronger than they are.
Alright.
So you make your way inside then, or?
Yep.
Alright, as you enter, pushing aside the door that was just pulled open, you see that the bits of the roof appear to be falling in. Not from disrepair so much as just whatever the hell goes on in here.
Yep.
There's sort of piles of sort of broken wooden splinters that have been pushed to the sides of the area, and the center boards where most of this fighting takes place are mostly clear. You see several 11th Division members sort of sitting around, some drinking, some shaking their heads, a few sort of cheering. Standing in the middle, currently sheathing his sword, is the lieutenant, Hikaku Madarame. He sees you entering, sort of, been a long time.
Didn't think I would have to come back here anytime soon.
What makes you say that?
I thought I left this part behind.
No one in the 11th truly leaves the 11th. Renji's proof enough of that. He sort of makes his way towards you. So, I'm guessing you're here for a spa?
I assume as much.
You mean you don't know why you came here?
Sometimes. What you want and what you feel like are separate.
Nikaku sort of waves his hand. Pah! None of that poetic shenanigans in here. Speak with your blade. He unsheaths his sword, holding his weapon in his right hand and his scabbard in his left, in his usual, fairly unique stance. You gonna draw on me, boy?
He will grab the sword and enter like a basic, a classic kind of Sagan position, but he will have the sword still sheathed.
Okay. Nikaku sort of nods approvingly. Good. Alright then. You know the rules in here. At least, I hope you remember the rules in here. Spars don't end until you need to go to the 4th.
It seems this division has gone lenient since my days.
What your day's like.
Sparring wasn't as much a thing as deathmatch.
A deathmatch, you say? Well, Allow me to offer you the first hit.
I'd rather not be the instigator, he says and takes up a defensive stance.
Well then, allow me! He crits for 9 damage. What do you wish to do with this attack?
Try and block.
Alright, you block the attack. Your Zanjutsu stat is... Hakuda stat rather is 6, so you block 6 damage. Ha! Not bad. He takes a couple of steps back and sort of... did you just block or did you block with Shikai?
Just a base block.
Okay.
Block. Kind of just eyeing Ikaku's technique. And kind of getting a hold of how he fights. Marvelous swordsmanship, but your footwork betrays you.
Come on, show me what you've got. You didn't come here to get hit.
Before that, I believe it would be suitable for the challenger to offer the defender a chance to show their worth. As I said, your footwork betrays you. You're not a swordsman by nature, are you?
Figure me right out. You really want to do this? I'm gonna kick your ass.
Still better than what used to be.
Have it your way. Extend. Ozukimaru. He puts the two parts of his sword together, and a gust of wind envelops the room. His sword becomes a spear. One end with the tassel, the other with a curved blade like a naginata. He spins it around his head, lowers the blade so it's barely an inch off the ground. Come on. He's done all 3 of his actions, it's your turn now.
Okay.
So you are up to 15.
In that case, let me think. One charge.
Okay, that's up to 20.
Advancing slightly forward while still keeping a defensive stance, but he will now kind of alter it into a kind of more Iaido style of stance.
Alright.
Still a defensive focused one, but as if he's ready to draw the blade.
Okay. And that's your whole turn?
Yeah, and he will kind of lock eyes with Ikaku.
Ikaku will see this and sort of... You're not even going to try, are you?
Well, how about you try?
Alright. You will spend an action to charge. And then... Let me see what he's got. He will empower his attack. Let's see, 25% of 38 is 9.5, so 9, so he's down to 4. Raising the spear over his head as he charges, and as he brings it down vertically, he suddenly switches and drives it in from the side. Roll d12 as a perception. You see this attack coming, and you know you're not going to be able to block it in time. What do you do?
Probably try and angle it so that it hits his body armor.
As luck would have it, it's been a while since you used this move. He misses with the blade. You move closer to him, and the wood of the spear impacts your shoulder, and most of the force is dissipated. You still take 2 damage.
I thought as much. Your footwork is a lot more useful for a spearman.
What can I say? I've been training. He will attack again with his third action. And you do block.
Yes, but I will release.
Alright, that's 13. So you're now down to 7. You block 6 damage. One of your marbles begins to glow. He sees the release and sort of, good, I'm glad you're taking this seriously.
Being serious and being overeager are not necessarily tied together.
Same thing in my book. It's your turn. Up to 9.
He will give a strike with his sheathed sword.
Okay. Nice. You club him over the head for 3 damage.
Using the momentum to relocate himself. And then charge.
Alright, so that's another 5 up to 14.
Yes, and one action left for reaction as well as his bonus block.
Yep. He will, let's see. He'll sort of roll his head as sort of loosening his shoulders. Ah, good hit. 3, 8. Now then. Let's have a look at this. He will take an action to charge as well, going up to 14. And he will then approach to attack you. He appears to be attacking slightly differently this time. Rather than a regular attack or his feint out that leaves it difficult to block, he seems to be attacking almost as if he's not aiming to hit you.
Okay.
As
You can probably expect that there's some trickery and be prepared.
Alright, as he attacks you, you instead of blocking, do you sort of just move to the side? It would be easy for you even with no ability to dodge.
He'd probably try and rather than blocking, he would outright kind of move in a way where he can kind of attack the end of the spear before it even starts any attack motion. Preemptively block it.
As you do this, he growls, "Extend!" And the spear breaks into 3 pieces. Roll a d12 for if you can react to this in time. You do not react to this in time, and the change in trajectory catches you off guard and he scores a deep hit across your chest. Come on, you can do better than that.
He will kind of readjust himself and prepare for Ikaku to finish using the momentum.
Yep. He pulls it back and then sweeps it in the wide arc. Almost like it's a flail. You can see it coming, however, this time, and you can block it if you wish.
Yes.
Alright, so you block that, you gain your second marble, and you're now up to 12 damage. Stored up. It's now your turn. You go up to 16.
It'll kind of charge once
Okay, up to 21.
and unconsciously give a slight grin.
Ikaku mirrors it. Even though he was already grinning, he seems to grin wider.
And that's all for that turn.
That's the whole turn, alright. He seems almost disappointed as he realizes you're not going to attack him. What, nothing?
Patience, my friend.
I don't know any such thing. And he will attack you once. Do you block?
Yes.
Alright. 3 damage. Third marble. Up to 18. Twice. Do you block?
Yes.
Fourth marble. Up to 24. 3 times. As you've used no actions, you can use to block. However, he misses.
Yeah, it's a bonus reaction block. Still.
Ah, but he crit failed.
Yes. But I
Uh,
didn't make sure to have enough.
yeah. So the first 2 attacks. The first one is a deep cut across your chest again. You managed to block it. However, the fact that the weapon is segmented means that it still manages to get through your guard. For the second one, you're more prepared, and you manage to bat it away before it can scratch you. For the third, it goes wide past your shoulder. He reforms it into just a spear and sort of, well, that weapon of yours seems to be pretty charged up. Care to test it?
Oh, well then. I would recommend a defensive stance, my friend.
I'll be the judge of that.